Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing on this fantastic, fulfilling, fabulous Friday? Guys, I had an amazing week. God, nothing but grace. That's why thank God it's Friday. I'm blessed to be alive. I'm blessed to be here. You see this shirt right here? It said chapter 50. Yo, I am in 6 months of being 50 years young/old. In my mind, I'm still in my 30s, but I can't say that because my oldest will be 33, Lord allow, next month. But ladies, let me talk to you. Old, young, in between. We need to really have a real heart-to-heart conversation. Over generations, over decades, we've had where men and women had their own perspective role. And if anyone who remembers the Bible, who knows about the Bible, the real Bible, the true Bible, know the truth where when Adam and Eve was created and formed, it was the man who was the head of the household. It was the man that the woman came from the rib of. It was the man's responsibility to take care of Eve, the garden, and everything else. Not Adam and Steve, not Eve and Susie. It was man and woman. And ladies, it seems that over generations, over time, we forgot what our place is. You like Morgan? Girl, what are you talking about? I know some of the stuff you told me that you went through. Some of those who read my book, Endurance is Victories, like, well, you gave me a synopsis of it. And for people who know me personally, know my journey of being with men. And my chapter with men, including my own father, my dad, rest in peace, oh boy. But no one has really thought about how and why men are the way they are today in 2024. Think about it. You have a lot of men who make not too wise, great choices, do some things that they ain't supposed to be doing, act in some ways they're not supposed to be acting. And a lot of the women, you get with your girlfriends and y'all gossip and whisper, girl, you should treat him like this. Girl, you should do him like this. Girl, if my man did me the way he did you, girl, he'd be gone. Girl, if my man being like this, girl, I'll do him like this. I'll treat him like this. He'll jump back. But nobody ever thought about when Adam and Eve was first created into the world. Adam was by his lonesome, just chilling. God said, you know what, buddy? I'm going to give you somebody to love and somebody's going to love you. And he went to sleep and woke up, and there she was. Beautiful Eve, sitting by his side, not behind him, not in front of him, but by his side. She came from his side. Men are supposed to be protectors, providers, and performers. Unfortunately, over a generation of time, somewhere down the line, ladies, we lost that perspective on what our role and our place is as women that are supposed to be beside our men. I know there was that book and the movie said, think like a man, act like a woman. A lot of us women forgot to act like the woman. Men, yes, they've done some things, but you got to realize when we beat them down and we tear them down, and it's bad enough the world is already on their shoulders, no matter what color they are, what race they're from, what culture they're from. All men have the world on their shoulders. And they're like, babe, I just need you to have my back. I just need you to ride with me. I need you to, be there for me. And when we don't, you get a different version of them. And your girl Morgan always seemed to have been the opposite. For me, any guy I ever was with, any man I was ever with, I always gave them my 2,000%, my 3,000%. No such thing as 100%. I always gave them my consistent version of me. It was up to them with what they did with it. It was up to them with how they handled it. And at one time, I did some things. Again, I told you this girl is not very perfect at all, very flawed, has done some things. But one thing was always consistent was how much I gave them my heart. And we women, we've forgotten that over time. And because we've forgotten that over time, a lot of women push men away. Like I had a person say, I want him to have my kid. And he keeps saying he don't want me to have no kid. He not ready to have no kids. And I was like, girlfriend, when a man tells you something, believe him. When a man says something, listen to him. Some men created kids and they wasn't ready for another kid. Some men created kids and they were ready for kids. But when they do something they're not ready for and we don't listen to them, and then the whole personality, the dynamic changes. And they be like, well, he ain't the same guy no more. He ain't the man I fell in love with. And he said, well, boom, you ain't the same lady I fell in love with. You ain't the same woman I fell in love with. I remember we met, we had dreams and goals, and we were supposed to do this, and we was going to do that, and then life changed. And I kept saying, baby, listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. If Eve would have listened to Adam in the beginning, we wouldn't have the world that we're in now. Women would not have women parts and body parts and things alike that are going in life. And now some of us are struggling with the female anatomy, and men wouldn't be having to struggle so hard and stress so hard because they got the world, remember, the world on their shoulders. So not only are they carrying the world on their shoulders, they got to worry about, am I come home safe? To be back with my family. Is she going to still want me when I come in the house? Is she going to still love me if things change, if the dynamic changes, if the world changes that I'm trying to carry on my shoulders? Is she still going to have my back? When I walk in my door, am I going to have peace? Women, ladies, old, young, in between. We forgot that when a man walks in the door, the same way we walk in the door, every now and then, they want some peace. And I had a gentleman say, yeah, man, I'm about to have a kid with this girl. And I said, okay, congratulations. And he said, but I get home to my girlfriend. I said, huh? He said, yeah, she's my baby mama. And I don't like that statement because my ex-husband used to call me that. And I said, I'm not your baby mom. I'm your mother's child. And he said, yeah. I said, wow. He said, yeah, she just my baby mom. He said, I liked her. I loved her when I first got with her. But she did some things and she listened to those girls whispering and talking to her in her ear and forgot about focusing on us, or listen to the family members saying, girl, you need to listen to him. You need to leave him alone, this and that. Yes, girls, guys, I'm keeping it real tonight. I am keeping it real. He said, it just won't work. He said, I'm going to always be there. I'm going to take care of my child. But her and I cannot work out. So I decided to go back to my other girlfriend. So women, when men do these things, or when men revert back to the person who really had their heart, who really loved them, who really respects them, who really admires them, who really accepts them for them and don't want them to change to fit our needs, to fit our pockets, to fit our whisperers, to fit our gossipers, to fit those people, those other female men may be like, man, y'all, they still too happy. I want what y'all got. You have what you have, and I have what I have. And what we got is the greatest thing since sliced bread and peanut butter and jelly put together. I'm just saying. But ladies, we forgot to worry about the men over time, over generations. I remember back in the day, most women were housewives. Most women stayed at home, had the children, bared the children, took care of the man, made sure his meal was made, made sure his clothes was ironed, made sure he was taken care of. That's why they was making kid at the kid at the kid at the kid at the kid. Because the woman was in her place to do her part. Not saying, hold up, don't take your earrings off on me, ladies, yet. Don't do it. So you're saying that's what I want? No, a woman's place is not that. That's what it was back then. But then as generation and time changed and moved forward, the woman's supposed to change and move forward. Now, some men cannot deal with a woman when she moves forward because sometimes she be so strong-minded and so stern and so stubborn and so, I know I am woman, hear me roar. And most of the time those women are doing that because the men not listening. And the most time the men are not listening is because they had a previous woman or a woman they was with before they got with you was like, all you want to do is nag. All you want to do is harass me. All you want to do is attack me. I got the world on my shoulders. Adam had the world on his shoulders, guys. Ladies. His job was to protect the Garden of Eden, protect all the animals, provide for all the animals, and then God, all the animals. And then God said, you know, I'm going to give you a love. I'm going to give you, so a man won't be alone. I'm going to give you your heart's desire. Even though you didn't know you needed a woman. I know you needed a woman. So I'm going to give you that woman. So then he had become the provider, the protector, and the performer for Eve, not Steve. And Eve had to be the helpmeet right by the side of Adam, not Susie. And so while they doing their thing and they're making their things happen, the man still had to take care of this entire garden, these animals, and now this beautiful, delightful, sexy young lady that God gave him. He never complained. He never moaned. He never groaned until that serpent slithered to the garden, whispered into Eve's ear and said, come here, girl. Let's convince him. God done told him what he wasn't supposed to do. You beautiful. You bodacious. You doing you. You sexy. You know, tease him a little bit. Throw this at him. And make him forget what he wasn't supposed to do. Go ahead and bite that fruit. So ladies, we out here doing things and we life and we're so successful. This is International Women's Month. This is Women's Month. Girlfriend, 50 years old, 6 months later, the older I'm getting, the wiser I'm getting in my mind. We forgetting about supporting, protecting our men. Because guess what? My dad wasn't a great dad. My kids' dads was not a great dad. My ex-husband, which is one of my kids' dads, was not a great dad. But the one thing they can always and they can never say, it wasn't because of me all the time. It was majority because of them most of the time. And that was because, unfortunately, those men probably had their own issues. Because they came from other women that was before they met me, and they was like, you know, you coming with too much you. I said, babe, it's up to you what you do with it when I come to you with all of me. And I'm sorry that you had those previous people before you. But as I always tell people, I'm a one-of-a-kind, unique individual on purpose, woman and person. And ladies, if we don't get it right, you're going to wonder why the men now are switching to the other team. And men, if we don't get it right, we can't keep wondering why the ladies keep switching to the other team. Because at the end of the day, it can never be unwritten in the Bible. The same thing with honor thy mother and father. Not other than mother and mom, mom and mom. Not honor thy father and father. It says honor thy mother and father. Same way, with reaping what you're sowing. None of those things cannot be unwritten. The same way with man and woman. Whoa, man. So when we're not doing what we're supposed to do and we're attacking the men and the men are attacking the women, and now we're in this crazy, chaotic world. Nobody knows who they are. Everybody forgot who God is. Everybody forgot how we got here. Forgot that Jesus is the Son. God is the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit are all spirits. They are the reason why we are even in this world and on this earth. We are where we at right now. And when that young man said that he was moving on to his back to his girlfriend because his baby mom was not the woman that he wanted her to be, or he thought that she would be, because she kept listening to other people. Ladies, whether you're in your 60s, your 70s, your 80s, your 40s, your 50s, your 30s, your 20s, your teens, we're pushing our men away because one thing we refused to do was take the time to listen and hear them. Our men deserve respect. Just like you give a dog, you respect a dog before you respect a man. And most women, we call men dogs. You know, they ain't nothing but a dog. He ain't this and that. But you don't know what his path was or his past was before he met you. And then when he met you and you and him and y'all was doing, making all these promises to each other, and then you change. And then you wonder, well, he changed, so I changed. One thing I know, don't change, don't change. Baby, don't change, don't change. But ladies, you are the reason men change. Men, you are the reason women change. But it started with Adam and Eve. If Eve wouldn't listen to that serpent whispering in her ear, she would have done her part and stood by her man's side. And unfortunately, because she didn't listen and then he didn't listen, they both got kicked out. He had his woes, she had her woes. God did not discriminate with the things he did to the first man and woman on this earth. Chapter 50, guys. The more I grow, the more I'm knowing. The more you grow, the more you know. Just a little tools in your tool belts for this evening. I hope everyone have an amazing weekend. Please be safe. Enjoy this weather wherever you are, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. But women, it's time for us to respect our men. It's time for us to start listening to our men. Because when a man said, I didn't want a kid, and you gave one anyway, sorry. Or if a woman says, I don't want to get pregnant, and he says, I'm going to get you pregnant anyway, sorry. Well, we forgot to go back to the basics of Adam and Eve. We forgot to go back to the basics. Because now in this generation and time, everyone is successful, man and woman. But when some people are intimidated by the other person's success, and then the other person is intimidated by the other person's success, that's why we have this crazy, chaotic world that we have right now. Just wanted to sprinkle those trinkets in your memory bank as you enjoy your weekend this weekend. Be blessed.